Can you hear me in the bottom of Massey Avenue? Right folks, want to give you all a warm welcome here and thank you all for coming and attending today. Obviously you all know me by now and know the kind of man I am. An honest man. Mostly. You see, the thing that's been going on here folks, it hasn't just been going on recently, as most people sort of seem to think. This has been all planned out over the years, and let's remind ourselves that we have had peaceful migration happen here over the last couple of decades, but what is happening now is not in any way the same as migration that has been happening over the last couple of decades. What we have had now is had, let's say, treasonous policies thrusted upon us from foreign powers, and our politicians, as storm on government, these people have been subservient to globalist agendas who, let's face it folks, in my personal opinion, they don't have any use for us. They see us as useless eaters, and the people that are coming here now, in my personal views, are dangerous fighting age males, and that's why I keep explaining them as fighting dangerous age males, mate. As we've seen over the last couple of years, different incidents spreading right up and down this island. A few weeks ago there was seen a stabbing attempt on guards. We haven't seen incidents like that up here, but these people coming here, not only do they have no respect for us Westerners, they have no respect for our laws, they have no respect for our policemen that are on the streets. There are numerous evidence videos out there that show these people being blatantly, brazenly ignorant and disrespectful towards our people, our women, especially our children, folks. Over the COVID years, most of you will know me as, they would have called me an activist. The papers called me, well, Northern Ireland's leading activist. But for me, I wasn't being an activist. I was simply trying to make people aware of what was going on, let's say, the back skirts of what people could see. Everything you see in your mainstream media is designed to program the left side of your brain, which is to say it's just programmable matter, let's say. Let's explain it like this. We have a left movement and we have a right movement. These are just labels that have been put down by this, let's call it a Gestapo government, because they don't care about us. They never have, in my personal opinion. But when it comes to the left and the right, we have two sides of our brains, folks. We have a left side and we have a right side of our brain. The left side of the brain is that is easily programmed. It's that side that gets filled with junk that is not able to be deciphered by the left side of the brain. And when they fill that left side of the brain, what it does, it starts to filter to the right side of the brain. Your right side of the brain is your logical thought, reasoning side of the brain. So all of us standing here now are all right-brained people. There's a couple of left-brained people standing about here, but that's alright as long as they keep it peaceful. So, just on the basis, folks, as you understand what I'm trying to say here, the left and the right, there's no such thing. These are just labels put on us all. The same as the labels as Protestantism. That was put upon us when there was a Catholic tyrannical king overthrown and deposed in England. 1688, Bill of Rights, just around about that time. Most of you know for 10 years I spoke about common law and the fallacies within this legal system. This unlawful legal system, as I call it. And I've always aimed to correct this unlawful legal system by whichever means necessary. And to do that, there are some sacrifices have to be made, folks. Now, most of you know I got arrested last Friday morning, 2:30 a.m., 2:40 a.m. Reason being was they were doing me for criminal damage. And to be honest, folks, I was quite embarrassed that they called it criminal damage. What I was solely doing was just trying to make people aware that I was coming here to talk about not just the petition to the King and the Privy Council that I've embarked on for the last 2.5 months, as you all know, folks, but it was also to raise awareness about the corruption and tyranny that goes on within the members and the MLAs that dress themselves up and go into Stormont and make false representations for us, the people. Every decision they make up there, folks, is basically what I would call for a globalist agenda now. The WEF, World Economic Forum, the WHO, World Health Organization, the EU, the UN, you know. All these conglomerates have all came together and basically come down with a way. Some might refer to a Bilderberg group that sit down every year, have their meetings and explain how they're going to ruin our lives, basically. But this time, folks, this is serious. This is serious what's happening. These people that are coming here, in my personal opinion, they are coming off from countries that all have been conscripted. They've all served in the army, some from 16 to 18, some from 18 to 21. Most of these people being housed up in our hotels, I guarantee you, have all had military training. And I have no doubt when I say there's an army here. I'm telling you now, there is an army of unvetted, undocumented, dangerous males in our hotels. And these HMOs that are popping up everywhere, thousands popping up everywhere. On a note on them as well, these HMOs can house up to 6, maybe 7 residents. And I'm talking thousands of these folks being placed all around in our communities. Doesn't matter whether you're North Belfast, East, South, West, they're being planted all over. Why? I'll leave your imaginations up to guess what for, folks. But not just as are the HMO centres that have our hotels filled. When you all have these IPOS centres, to say there's up to 322 of these IPOS centres spread around Ireland. Each of these IPOS centres can house up to, let's say, a couple of hundred people anyway. Multiply that, you're 300 times 200. Don't have quick maths on me at the minute, folks. I'm just trying to relay what's in my head here. You know, so basically, this island, Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, has been flooded with fighting dangerous age males, military trained, without a doubt, and they're being called asylum seekers. What's an asylum seeker, folks? Does an asylum seeker not supposed to come from a country that's struggling, war-torn countries that are being genocided by their own governments? Is that not right? And does it not look like our own governments here are now trying to genocide us? Our people are being murdered, starved to death, our children are being raped, and it's only the white folks that are being victimised here, folks. This is racial. This is a race. This is abuse against the white race, folks. And this two-tiered justice system has bowed down and bowed down to people not from here. Basically saying things like, well, they don't have them laws in their country. Folks, I couldn't give two fucks. We have these laws in this country, and if they want to come here, they obey by our laws. And speaking of our laws, the legislations that they have in place, they do not suit us, the people. They do not benefit us, the people. The majority of the legislations that get used on the people, let's say, we Thierry that got lifted down in Ballymena the other night, he was arrested for jaywalking. But that's just an excuse to get them in, folks, and then they'll hit them for something else. Jaywalking's not an arrestable offence. You're just crossing the road at your own will. But anyway, the point being is this unlawful legal system that's being used upon us, folks. To me, it's money laundering, it's extortion racket. They are taking money from you that doesn't exist, basically, and making you all repay it. So for me, the right way to go forward here, folks, peacefully and practical lawful dissent, which is explained in the Magna Carta, is the peaceful method of everyone arming themselves with their rights. Your constitutional foundational rights, folks. These are the things that were put in place to protect every single one of us against corruption. Remember, these rights were put in place when a tyrannical king was deposed of his position. Now, since then, a lot of different acts, laws they've brought out since then, and not really much of them benefit us, the people, folks. So everything that I do going forward, the likes of promoting is to get your communities in order, to get your towns in order, for these protests to pop up in every county, every town in Northern Ireland, and that also extends to the Republic of Ireland. Every town and every county in the Republic of Ireland also, folks. Now, just to let you know, there's a man walking about handing out the late newspapers here, folks. They're blowing everywhere. That was just a wee reminder to me, probably. So, folks, just to touch base more on a bit of the common law aspect and your rights, I have a man here who I've spoken to on social media, and he has came here, he's quite happy to give a bit of a speech to us all on the common law and maybe a bit of the corruption and the fallacies in the legislation, secondary legislations that are being used upon us folks. Mick, would you like to come? I'll take your phone for you.
Oh.
Folks, this is... Stand in between the speakers, mate, just behind them.
Well, I didn't expect to be speaking here today, but thank you everybody for being welcoming of each other. Obviously this is the province-wide protest and the province itself being Ulster. So, apologies. The common law, effectively everybody needs to know their rights and what it is that gives us equal treatment throughout every community, and that will be going from the Magna Carta and then down to what is then the Good Friday Agreement, because we're all supposed to get equality here. But unfortunately that's not the way that things are being operated with. It tends to be a lot of corruption, and as Stephen pointed out there's a lot of people coming in that shouldn't be coming in, and the one thing that we can all agree on at least is that we're not a fan of criminality and people that's coming in illegally. Well, it could be an illegal heroin dealer or an illegal car thief. You know, it doesn't matter what it is, it's the moniker illegal that we need to be aware of. But they use that system against us. For instance, these boys out doing patrols and whatever, which is amazing to see, are getting hassled quite a bit, and as mentioned, secondary legislation's being used. So if people can understand that the highest court in the land is the King's Bench, and that effectively means that common law controls the legal system in this country, whether people accept it or not, and they take a case to King's Bench, used to be Queen's Bench, it can be quite expensive, but you will get results on it. But what stems from that are your rights to be able to walk about in safety in your communities and get on and be harmonious with everybody, is that you have the right under common law to remain silent. You don't have to engage with the police at all. For instance, if people are out in patrols and they're going to be hassled, the best thing to do is just stand. Well, apparently what they try and do is use the Terrorism Act against you. And for them to do that, I think it's section 41 or 42 they would use. For any officer to be able to use section 41 or 42, every year they have to update their 45 or 46, or they don't have the authority to be able to use that legislation, and a lot of them haven't done that. They're using it on the guys that once they get you into the station, then they're going to be able to do whatever they want to. The next thing that you have in your control is the power to be able to have a witness with you at all times. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have somebody standing beside you, as much as that would be great. You can have digital witnesses, so record everything too, and that means that you can be transparent about everything that's being done, you know, and you can share that with everybody and see that everybody's working together, and all we're trying to do is just make sure that everywhere's safe, you know. And even the Alexa down over the border, and that my missus wouldn't be from this country, but she came here legally 17 years ago. And then my dad's wife, whenever him and my ma split up, she's from the Philippines, you know. So it's not a racist thing that I'd be standing or looking to go to events like this. It's the network with people that understand that when people come here through the proper channels, which I don't understand why these people are undocumented, because to get to this island itself, you have to either get a boat or you have to get a plane, and you have to show ID, and that's recorded. So how's these people undocumented? It's unbelievable. They're taking the hand out of everybody. And I'm glad to see that going through the whole country right now, even today in Uri there's an event going on too. Everybody's waking up and understanding the power that they have themselves, and especially the power that everybody has whenever they come together, you know. So I'd advise you keep an eye on this man, because the things he's talking about, I'm presuming it'll be down judicial reviews and talking to the people up in them buildings up there that sit laughing at us doing things like this. You'll not be laughing too much longer. But cheers anyway.
Take yourself out of the system. I don't pay tax anymore. There's a letter to prove
Your number to that?
What?
Get your phone number to that? Want to give your phone number?
Oh, it's on the letter. Yeah. No.
More big round of applause for
That's a bit
Mick there.
loud.
And basically,
Thank you. Well, there's a wee round
What
of
I am
applause.
doing, folks, is bringing people on board around me.
Much appreciated.
Well, a lot more about things. I just want to know.
I study the constitutional
Stop it.
law.
That's good. Let's see.